a little bit about this idea of metastability. Metastability. It's like stability with a meta in front of it. So I'm going to be actually doing a free 3-day training. I call it a challenge. Why is it called a challenge? Because we're challenging you. We're challenging each other and ourselves to actually break through certain patterns of being into something that works a lot better, something that's closer to our evolutionary destiny. So anyway, this training starting Sunday, July 9th, 10th, and 11th. It's going to be around 90 minutes a day. The third one might be a little longer if I leave time for questions, but somewhere in that range. And the sign up to this is underneath this video. So feel free to go ahead and reserve your spot. And also, I would appreciate it if you think that it's valuable to if you would share it with like-minded friends, because I'm donating my time and I'd like it to get out to as many people as possible. So let me just spend a few moments talking about what metastability is. I'm aware it's not a word that's in common usage. I don't know if it's an official word at all, but metastability, and I'll be explaining this a lot on day one, much more tangibly, but metastability is basically we're so connected to yourself and to your source that even when things are unstable, you're able to remain stable. It's like stability in motion. It's like stability in turbulence, stability during change. And if there's anything that we need as human beings right now, anything that we need to develop, it is this quality. It's really a superpower of the soul, because the truth is that the more you're connected inward and upward, the more you're actually authentically connected, the more you're gonna be unfazed when things move around you, because you're not attached. Your anchor, your being, your safety net is not attached to those things. What kind of things am I talking about? Government structures, the financial system, the paradigms that people have been, the paradigms and illusions and delusions that people have been very attached to, including, most of us, until we started to get less attached, at least speaking for myself. Sorry, I'm just gonna close something here. Anyway, so there are many things that we've been attached to basically as part of our identity. The identity is not just your sense of self. It's not just how you know yourself to be, like I'm Shipra, I can do this, I can't do that. I'm good at this, I'm not good at that. I look like this, I don't look like that. I have this personality, this kind of friends, this kind of resources, not those. This is what's possible for me. This is what's not. That's how our identity functions. But our identity also includes our sense of the world. I'm Shipra Khana, and I live in a world where governments can't be trusted. I live in a world where the soul is coming to the fore. I live in a world where, we all have our very, very detailed, very elaborate and complex worldview, because it really affects everything, all our beliefs about life, relationship, ourselves, others, what's possible, what's supposed to happen, what's good, what's bad, all of that. It's just our take on reality. So what's happening now in the world is that that's all changing. I don't know, I'm assuming because we're in this soul tribe that you're noticing that. Hi, Tom. Hi, Gila. Some people are probably not really noticing it yet, which is totally shocking to my brain, because how could you not notice that, the past 3 years have been remarkably weird and remarkably different from anything that we ever experienced before. But, some of us are more asleep than others. Some of us are more change resistant than others. That's also part of the identity. Your identity will tell you by its nature that it's not safe to change. Even if you don't hear that in words, you're going to feel that. So think about something in your life actually now that you wish would change, something in your way of being, something in your way of, eating, exercising, talking, relating, living, think, whatever, that you want to change, but you're not doing it. You're not doing it yet. That's your identity saying change is scary. Change is scary. And change is scary to the identity, because the identity is made of thoughts, beliefs, etc. So if you change those, your identity is in the way that it knows itself, it's gone. Anyway, therefore the world, God, whose body is the multiverse, the world is changing in order to facilitate change within us. And that change, as I say again and again, and probably everybody here knows, that change is on the verge of accelerating more and more every single day. And like I said earlier, there are changes already happening in government, in the medical system, in the global financial system, in our culture, in what we're connected to, in the way that we relate to others, especially when, at least in this soul tribe, so many of us feel marginalized by the people that we used to feel connected to, our families, maybe our neighbors, our friends, our communities. It's not black and white, but that's kind of the trend. So all of this is designed to connect us in a deeper way, in a much more real and tangible way, to what's actually going on here in this world. What's going on here in this world? Your soul keeps coming down into your body again and again, keeps going back to source, down into your body, way faster than the brain could think. I like to call it every nano instant. There's no measurement that I have for that, but it's continuous connection, reconnection to source, and coming back into the body. It's called Rutso Veshuv. The world is likewise going back to source and coming back into reality. So in actual fact, you and your body and your universe is already metastable because it keeps coming back into form and memory, even though it's continuously changing. But the brain is not caught up with that. That's not how the identity sees things. So even though everything is in motion and everything is miraculous in that sense, everything is energy, everything is potential. Even physics tells us that, right? Even when I was a kid, we were already being taught that this laptop, this desk, the walls of this room, this body, it's not really actually solid. It's made up of rapidly moving particles that have really only energy in between, that if you break them down deeply enough, they are only energy. So think about that for a minute. Not only that energy, that quantum energy, is actually divine light. That's what Kabbalah says. Kabbalah says that everything that exists is made of divine light. The more solid things are, the more thickened, dense, compacted that divine light is. So whichever way you want to look at it, everything's energy, everything's divine light. Nothing here is solid. But the identity, this is so important. Like I said, we will be talking about this, exploring this extensively in the 3-day training. I really highly recommend it. A lot of it is going to be stuff I haven't shared before. And it's always new anyway, because we're always new. But the identity and the way that the effect that it has on the brain, and the brain wiring, and the programming, and what you see, and your predispositions and your beliefs, and the effect it has on the body, all of that keeps you and me from experiencing the reality of this world, which is that it is made of infinite divine light, and embedded at the core of everything is infinite God. We don't see that because our identity is like a filter that keeps us it keeps us stuck in an infinitely more limited version of reality. So as the plug is being pulled on this formerly stable world, yes, the world had way too much war, suffering, poverty, violence, hunger, sadness, sickness, pain, all that stuff. That's all going to go out as Geula comes in. But yes, there were times that were incredibly challenging. But our sense of how life works, what's possible, what's not possible, in a deeper, more comprehensive sense, that did not change. Yes, if a person is in a war zone that was formerly peaceful, that's extremely traumatic, intense, and will forever change your worldview. Any major life incident that you don't expect, that you have to respond to, or that takes you over, it will change things. But now our brain is being changed and challenged every single day. It's like, I don't know about you, but there are countless times I've woken up since, let's say 2017, 2018, thinking, I can't believe any of this is even real. And that's the level of change that I'm talking about, where what seemed real now is under question, to the point where life is causing many of us, if we're alert and we're awake, is causing many of us to question, what is reality at all? I'd love to hear from you guys. There are not so many people on live, but even if you're not on live, like, do you feel that way? Do you wonder what's real? Do you wonder what's true? I mean, now we even have deep fake videos where we're seeing that anybody can create a video that looks absolutely real and convincing and is proof of nothing and can be created basically out of thin air. So we're in crazy times on purpose. Whose purpose? God's purpose, also our purpose. And the way to move to successfully, healthfully, happily, safely, blessedly move through this continuous accelerating vortex of change, which is designed to disrupt us from everything that we thought was real in the past, everything that we thought was true and inexorable and immovable, to something that we can't even really imagine, that's coming in faster and faster every day. So to be able to move to make that shift, metastability is the key. So what is metastability? Just in a nutshell, again, sign up for the training. It's free. Show up. We'll have a deep dive into this and really start to activate it in our own beings and in our own lives. That's the point. It's not just for information, it's for transformation. But metastability means that we lose our insistence on things staying the same. We start to shift and up level the identity's need for that predictability of life as that's going away, to the point where instead of clinging to the past with more and more, hurricane winds shaking, trying to shake our hands off that like life raft or that pole, we start to learn how to float and ride the waves and even surf and even start to take some of that energy that's being generated by God, by events, and use it to transform ourselves and to help transform others in the world. So metastability is that connection to the deep inside of you, inside your source inside and your source above. And really it's all around and in between, in stronger and stronger ways, so that no storm can blow you anywhere you don't want to go, so that you're living in your own intimate universe with your creator, with your source, with your purpose, with your mission, with your consciousness, so that you can see more and more and more of the so-called reality sort of dissolving, shifting, disintegrating in front of your eyes, and you can just find more of your power, more of your peace. That is a very real thing. And that's what I'm going to be talking about. So I'm not staying on right now. I just wanted to come on and just give you a little, inspiration. Let's put it that way, food for thought, and some encouragement to sign up for the 3-day training that starts on Sunday. I'm very excited about it. I've been sitting this morning and just like downloading things, oh yeah, that. Okay, not that, this, yes, talk about, it's very exciting to be part of what's coming in. It's so exciting. It's such a privilege. It's such a zchut, a merit for any of us that decide to connect to the world of the future, to God and God's vision, and be partners in helping that unfold. That's a choice. And once you make that choice, you put yourself in situations that will support you and keep that going and expanding, and build that metastability and build that power and that connection. It's a different universe, literally, not just an expression. You build your own, you build residence in your own universe that you're creating with God. And it doesn't have to be the same one that a lot of people are still having to go through, because they're still clinging to that old stability that's already gone away. And it's just going to go away more and more. It's not bad news, it's good news. It's bad news for the identity if it's still stuck in its resistance to change. It's incredible news, even for the identity, once it starts to realize that it has so much more potential, that life can be so much more exciting, joyful, fun, empowering, miraculous, blessed, just plain good. Okay, with that, I'm going to leave you guys till next time. And thanks for being on with me. And please do sign up and also like the video and share. Comments help too. Okay, appreciate it. Take care.